So we've just learned that the police officer
Listen, y'all need to go, listen. Y'all need to go beyond. Hello. Y'all need to go beyond.
so
Everybody know he's good.
Come.
He not got assurance thing that got it.
The man, that's real talk.
Yes. He more than people jail.
He not supposed to be bail.
We would have been behind the bar.
You're buying? Oh, 5 million really?
so
We would have got jail. We would have
attorneys for
been
the police officer who
We would have been remanded.
All right, so charges were instituted against the defendant for the offense of causing death by dangerous driving. I am of the expected opinion that this matter should not have found its way in a criminal court. This matter should have find its way at a commission of inquiry, because what needs to change is policy. All right? A policeman pursuing a suspect is permissible under the law. Now, what needs to be had now, or what needs to be an interpretation as to how that law should be applied, is when a policeman must terminate a pursuit. That is something that has to be addressed, and that has to be addressed by a policy level. That cannot be addressed through a criminal court. So a policeman doing a lawful duty, because when you follow the dynamics of what had happened, the policeman was not operating on a frolic of his own. The policeman was following certain information received by other stations. So the policeman, of course, exercising his powers, both at common law and at statute, to effect an arrest, you will find that something tragic has happened. There is absolutely no watering down that 2 lives have been lost, and that is a tragedy. This situation now requires that the policymakers go back to the table and work out a policy, and that policy, from a policy, it has to move to training, because the police force will now have to sit with all their force drivers, sit with all their patrols, and work them through a policy that is acceptable. You can't be inconsistent. As I said in court, in December 2021, there was a high-speed chase in Linden in which the police pursued a suspect, and then when they caught him, they found him with firearm and ammunition. Now, nothing came out of that. The police was celebrated. Now, another policeman does the same thing, pursues a suspect. It ends tragically, and now this one is damned. You can't have two inconsistency. There has to be a strong policy, whether the police wants to call it an SOP or not. I see it as a policy, and that policy can come from recommendations, from walking through the entire scenario again and stating those things which can change by way of policy, and then you do training. But to put the man before the criminal court for doing a lawful work, you don't want to get in the public the perception that a policeman cannot pursue a suspect. If you do that, and if you give police that type of fear, where they believe that someone commits an offense in their face and they cannot pursue them, we are going to be in chaos in a society. Policemen must enjoy the powers of arrest, and they must enjoy to know that if they see in the face that someone has committed an offense, then they must be able to pursue that person. Now, the confines under which that must operate is what the policy holders or makers will have to deal with. All right? So I want to say that there is absolutely, I'm surprised by the charge. I'm surprised by the Director of Public Prosecution's instruction to the prosecutor to have this matter remain indictable when it's usually tried summarily. And I'm very surprised that they are not taking other steps to deal with this situation, which can be better rectified. I thank you.
How many?
Which is a COI. Because you need, you're talking about policies and you're talking about operations of the force. How are they going to operate these powers that they have? Because pursue is lawful. There's nothing unlawful about the pursue. So what needs to happen now is how and when do you terminate a pursuit? What are the areas in the country that you may want to identify that you may pursue or you may not pursue in certain areas based on the heavy traffic, based on the amount of persons.
Folks, there you have it. Attorney at law Dexter Todd for the defendant. We'll now talk to the relatives of the deceased and hear what their opinion what just transpired. Yeah.
There's the right. You're going to protest. Yes, we're going to protest now. We have to get justice.
I am the mother.
Now we know how that feels.
I am the mother of the young man. The police inspect, the police that drove the police vehicle and murdered my son and his girlfriend on the Mahaika Bridge. Got bail 1.5 million. The magistrate said she considered him because he's 27-year-old. He's not married. He don't have no children. He never had nothing with the law. So they consider him that and he has to go to work. So what happened with my child and the woman, the people have daughter? What happened? We got feelings?
Would you be appealing the magistrate's decision?
We're going now.
Yes! He should be charged for it. He should be sentenced to death.
I'm going to
Sentenced to
protest.
death.
We need justice. This is not justice.
Lady Henry's boy.
That's not justice. That's a grandchild. This is the grandchild. The grandchild and the boyfriend.
I grow my
The
son.
granddaughter.
And I know how
That's the
I grow
grandchild. We need justice. Me barely a born. Just think of it, daughter barely a born.
Who was there?
Me a born. Me a born. It's a grandchild. It's a grandchild.
Mommy, first of all,
That's why you have to say you don't have no kids. You see, the gun suspect they don't have no kids.
mommy, the accused is now on bail. What is your reaction to that? Yes, mommy, the accused is now on bail. What is your reaction to that?
I am the mother of Christopher Bagwandat, the driver of the car that the policeman, Mr. Lawrence Carmichael, murdered my son and his girlfriend on the Mahaika Road, on the Mahaika Bridge. Today was the court day. The magistrate put him on bail 1.5 million because she said she considered him as a 27-year-old. He don't have children. He's not married. He have to go to his job. So what happened to my son and these people's daughter? They're not human beings. They're not human beings. Then they say the police report, and the police report is lying that my son car hit the police and knocked the police car, and then the police car hit him into the truck. But the police hit him from the back. If they want to they could have catch him in different ways. They could have drive slowly behind them and see when they stop. When the bandit them come, they can't run back to them. They can't go back to them. And I am not taking it so for my son. I mind my son hard with my husband. My husband get stroke 7 years ago, and my son come out of school. He was going to study doctor. And he come out and he mind his mother and his father till he dead. Till a policeman take his life. It had 3 more police in the vehicle that he was in. And when he knocked my son and he pitch out, one of the policemen opened the vehicle and jump out and run over the supermarket and hold his head. And say we telling him for stop and stop and he stop and he increase the speed. So you as the public, you judge for yourself. And if y'all care for we as the mothers or the boy and the girl, please come out and support us. We need justice.
What's next for the family ensuring that there's justice? What's next for the family ensuring that there's justice?
What I plan to do? I plan a lot of things I can do right now. Let the public come out and be with me. Then you're going to see action.
Yes. Action go beat.
Come on,
Yes.
Start up beginning.
Me want to
Munin pasar, constable blame on the estate. Me is a constable blame on the estate.
No, you're the father.
Yeah, I'm the father of the child pasar.
Your reaction to the bill? Mr. Lawrence being on bail.
He is supposed to go on bail. Me to see this is a bailable case right now. And me want to know how we get bail. And then yesterday the police come by me, the commissioner, and inform me that court today is vigilance. He go to the by side. When we call the by side people, then people are aware of it. Now this morning we come to the court, we go inside the court. Well, he take a counsel, and the magistrate, the lawyer referred to the magistrate and that he have no kids, he not married and so on. She considered she bail for 1.5 million. But me not see this available, something first calling and get bail. Something right no way, something right no way.
Since yesterday, there was
Number one, with all the witness and all the footage, you're not supposed to get bail first calling. You're not supposed to get bail first calling. With all the footage and all the evidence where you get and you bail them, first calling you bail them. And how we come to Vigilant Magistrate Court, want to Mahika Magistrate Court. If you don't have no magistrate, Mahika Court, postpone the case and wait till the next calling.
Alright, thank you.
yes, he never bring out there. He never bring out the middle there. Never black up. You murder, you murderer. You murder the child.
Alright folks, there you have it. The police officer who was involved in the fatal Mahika crash was granted $1.5 million bail. Family are upset at the ruling of the court, and they have expressed their frustration and anger over the decision. So here we have family members of the late Christopher Bagundat and sheereda Prasad, and they're in front of the Vigilance Magistrates Court, where the case has just concluded, and the family are not pleased with the decision. Thank you very much for watching.